Hi there, welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Loam Sandbox. I am Amy, I'm one of the producers, and today I have with me Nick, our communications specialist. Give us a wave, Nick. Awesome. He's going to be playing Loam in headset today for you so that we can see what you can do on your first day of Loam. If you interact with us at Loam Game on Twitter or Instagram, you're most likely talking to Nick. So there's the face behind the brand. All right, so I'm going to show you what Nick is seeing in headset. So Nick's going to be playing Loam Sandbox on the Oculus Quest 2 headset, also known as the MetaQuest 2 headset. So Nick today has us open here in the menu. This is what you'll see as soon as you boot up the game. So Nick, if you want to go start a new game for us there, we'll get going. Awesome. So you wake up in Loam. You can take a look around. Very beautiful, very beautiful. We got a nice little welcome sign that kind of tells you what you're doing. So in this game, you're there to grow your own personal space so you can garden and decorate and make it to your liking. So the first thing that you're going to need to know how to do is move around. So we have a teleport feature. So you see that nice little yellow line. Nick is using the joystick to maneuver around. So that will get you to where you want to go pretty quickly. And we'll show you one other trick. Nick, if you don't mind opening up the settings menu. So on your left controller, if you press the Oculus button, you can see a settings menu. And you can choose a few different options. So we have our ambient sound and our sound volume. You can also choose if you feel haptics through your controllers, through vibrations on and off. And then we have different locomotion modes. This is the one that I'm most interested in right now. So you can see it's defaulted to teleport, which is going to be that yellow line where you can bounce around with your joystick. But we also have a smooth locomotion mode. So yeah, this is what it looks like when you're smooth locomoting. Some people like this option better, other people like the other one. So it's really just up to you on what you like. And if you find that you don't like the smooth locomotion, you can go back to the other one as well by going into that settings menu. Awesome. So let's go on over to the second tutorial board that you come across. Now we have a couple of different actions that you'll want to do that's really important when you have a lot of items, and that's accessing your backpack. So to access your backpack, you take one of your controllers, either one, it doesn't matter, right or left. You put it behind your back and you use the grip button. And while you're holding the grip button, you pull forward and you can see your backpack. And awesome. Yeah, let's show this one more time. Great. So when you have items, you can store them in your backpack. You can place your backpack in midair by just releasing that grip button. And as soon as you teleport to your next destination, that backpack will go right back on your back so that you can access it wherever you are by just reaching back, pulling that grip button, pulling it forward, and releasing. Awesome. So we'll get back to that more when we have some items to put in. But next I wanted to show you our quick access tools. So you have some tools that you're equipped with in Loam. To access those, you stick out one of your controllers and you press the A button. And you can see that you have a couple of different options. So Nick's holding the A button right now. If he sticks his hand in any one of those bubbles, and releases, it will select that particular tool. So the first one Nick selected here is a watering can. And as you can imagine, this will become very important when we start having plants and you need to water them to grow. So there's your watering can. Then next one, we have our shovel here. And as you can guess, you can dig holes with this one. So yeah, tap it twice into the ground to make a nice little hole. When you have seed packs, you can throw them in there. Awesome. And then the last tool here that I want to show you is going to be our field guide. So in this, we have a bunch of information that you can use throughout your journey in Loam. So the first section here is going to be all of your tutorials. So we have tutorial boards set up all around the garden, but we also have those same tutorials plus a few more right in your journal. So you always have access to them wherever you are. And if you happen to go and get rid of your tutorial signs because you want a cleaner garden, you'll be able to access them right here in your journal. So you're never without them. And yeah, to flip through, you just use your left and right joystick. Awesome. Cool. And then this page I wanted to show you is our plant detail page. So when you have a plant in your garden, which this journal will get filled out as you progress throughout the game, you'll be able to see details about your plants that you have there. So as you can see, we have some celebrity tomatoes here. Woo! So you'll see a common name, and then on the left-hand side, you'll also see the scientific name. So I'm not even going to try and embarrass myself and say it. So you guys can just read that for yourself. And then over on the right-hand page, we have the name of the plant, what category it is. So it's a fruit, a vegetable, a herb, or a flower. And then we have our growth cycles. So this tells you how many days it takes in game for you to progress to the next cycle. So one of the really cool things about our plants in Loam is we have different stages. So you have a sprout stage, you have a young stage, a budding stage, and then a mature stage. So it does take a little bit of time for you to grow your plants, but you can see the different stages that a plant goes through, which I love. I think it's really exciting because then you get to see like, oh, you know, this fern's kind of small right now, and maybe that's the look I'm going for, or maybe I want to wait until it grows bigger. So we have those different growth cycles for you. And then if we move one more down, sorry, Nick, I know your arm's probably getting tired there, but if you move one more down, we have harvest count, and that's how many times you can harvest a plant before it disappears and you need to regrow another plant. So just like real life, there's a finite number of like a fruit or flower that you can get from a plant. So with the celebrity tomatoes as an example, we have a harvest count of 2. So you can harvest it 2 times, so 2 different cycles. And with the tomatoes specifically, you get 6 crops per. I know I'm giving away some spoilers, but hopefully this will help you all gain some money later on in the game. But you can see there how many times you can harvest it and then how often you should water it. So for the celebrity tomato, you should water it every 2 days. There's also indicators in the soil of when you should water your plants and when they're good. So awesome. Thank you, Nick. And then, yes, of course, when you are in your quick access tool, if you want to drop your tools and go back to your glove, you just stick your hand right into that glove spot and release, and you're free to move around your hands. Awesome. So let's go on to our next set of tutorials. Cool. So this one's really fun. This one's how you decorate. So how you move decor. So we have a pinwheel here that Nick will use as a little demo item. And you can see super cute. You see this white line coming from your hand, and that's actually a distance grab. So you can go up to any item that you have in your garden and you can distance grab and you can move it a couple of different ways. So one of the ways is going to be blueprint mode. So Nick, do you mind bubbling for me? Awesome. We'll get to bubbling in just a second. But with blueprint mode, what you do is you have a bubble in your hand. So you have an object in your hand. You're using the grip button to hold it. Now to place it, what you're going to do is take your trigger button and hold that while you're holding the grip button. And you'll be able to see like a faint blue outline of what that object will be and where it is going to be located. So this is great when you're planning and you're not really sure if an item's going to fit there. We do have some pieces of decor that are ginormous. They take up a huge chunk of your garden, and if you're like me, you want to utilize every single space of your garden possible. So this one becomes really important when you're just trying to power power decorate and get everything out there and make sure it fits. So that is blueprint mode. And another thing Nick is showing you is that you can also rotate the decor in blueprint mode as well. So you're holding your grip, you're holding your trigger, and then you can also use that joystick to rotate it left and right. Awesome. Thanks, Nick. And then precision mode is what you're going to do when you have a piece of decor on the ground already and you're like, oh, I just want it just a little bit further over to the right, just a little bit further to the left. I don't want to move it a large distance, but I want to move it a little bit. So to do that, you take your controller, you distance grab using the grip button, and then you can use your joystick to move it. And you can also, move it left and right. And then you can also take your controller and just kind of move it forward, backwards, like your hands physically moving in a direction and you're dragging the item around. So that is a really great way for you to precisely move your decor in your garden. Awesome. So next we're going to get to bubbling, which I've alluded to a little bit earlier. So bubbling is what you do when you want to carry an item. So in Loam, you have some superhuman strength. So yes, you can lift a fountain. The pinwheel is a little bit lighter, but you can't tell the difference in Loam, which is great. So you don't even have to work out in order to decorate your garden. You're not going to get sore, which is one of the things that I love because I hate being sore. So to bubble an item, all you do is you hold out your distance grab from your controller to the object, distance grab. So you see that little white line, you hold the grip button and then you flip it up. So it's kind of like a fishing rod. You're just flipping it back. So you're catching that fish. Awesome. And then to unbubble, you essentially just do the opposite and you just kind of let it go. So your grip, you're holding a bubble using your grip. And then you just kind of toss it. Yeah. Awesome. So that's another way that you can decorate. I would suggest trying them all. I think one of my favorite things to do is have bubbles in both hands. Both of them have stuff in it, and I just kind of like toss it, and then both of them just magically appear. You hear this nice little ding, and you have some little sparkle and shimmer, and then beautiful, voila. Then I can use the precision mode and move it around to exactly where I want it to be, like Nick's doing. There you go, perfect. Awesome. So here we're going to learn about gardening. So Nick already showed you where he can access his quick access tools, but to show you again, he presses that A button. And he's going to choose a shovel this time. So we got to dig a hole first. So he's holding his shovel. He's going to do 2 taps in the ground. 1, 2. Going to give you a hole right there. Then he's going to go and select his glove. And these are going to be seed packs. So we have 2 starter seed packs just for you to try out and see what you like. To try out some of the tutorial here, but you can also buy more seeds. Do not worry, like these ones are for fun, for practice, and then you can go buy like all the tomatoes that you want, or if you're a flower person like me, you can go and buy like dahlias, coleus, like all the fun stuff. So just to show you how to garden, Nick, why don't you throw that seed pack in the ground? Awesome. So all he did was released the seed pack from his hand. So he had that seed pack bubbled and he just dropped it in the hole and a sprout came out. So if you, like he was showing you, when you look closely, there's some little orange sparkles. That means that the plant needs to be watered, like desperately needs to be watered. Awesome. So yeah, he grabbed his watering can and then he had it in his hand and he just poured it over. So, and yeah, so now we'll show you how to harvest. So to harvest, very simple. You just hold out your hand, you see that distance grab line, and then you press the grip button, just like you do with anything else that you want to pick. And then all of those crops come to you. And all of these crops crops are stacked together. So the tomato, like I told you earlier, has 6 different tomatoes in a harvest, which is a really good deal if you're looking to make some money. So, yep, Nick just dropped it into his backpack so that he can go and carry them around. Another option is you can take those crops, individual crops, and plant them in a hole. So instead of going and buying more seed packs, you can actually go and plant your crops and propagate them, which is a cheap way to make more money. I'm all about that. Yeah, so anytime that you plant anything, no matter if it's a seed or a crop, you will want to make sure that you water it. And with the celebrity tomato, like we saw in the journal previously, that needs to be watered every 2 days. So just make sure and come back every 2 days, and those are game days. So it's going to be any time that the day changes over, which we will show you more later. But you'll want to just make sure that that's watered. So it looks like all the plots here that have plants in them are watered right now. So I think we're good. So we'll move on to the next tutorial board, which is going to be stacking and unstacking bubbles. So Nick is going to show us, he's going to grab that stack of tomatoes. Awesome. So he has a stack of tomatoes in one hand and he's using that grip button to hold it. Now to unstack them, what he's going to do is he's going to take his other hand with the grip button and pull it, put your controllers together and pull it apart. And then you'll have 2 separate stacks of bubbles. So you'll have like 5 in one hand and 1 in the other, or however many you had before. You'll just have 1 in one hand and then the rest of them in another. And then to stack them, you just kind of do the opposite. You have both of them held, both of your bubbles held, and then you just bring them together, and they'll end up in one hand. Now with stacking items, you can only stack the same item. So unfortunately, you can only, carry just a mass of tomatoes together. You can't do tomatoes and carrots. You'll have to carry those separately, but you can stack as many as you want in each bubble, which is really nice. And that's great for when you want to have more stuff in your backpack. Awesome. So now we're going to go into the shed. So to go into the shed, you just teleport right in there and you have a little waiting room area and then you can go on in again. And I'd encourage you to take a look around. We have some cute decorations in these spots. Actually, that little gnome and the bunny are early concept art from our digital illustrator. So we added those little touches to the shed. I love that. The gnome's probably our favorite piece of decor ever. I don't know about you guys. It's hard to play favorites, but the gnome is definitely up there. So yeah, Nick's just showing us around here. Let's go to the communication console first. So here at the communication console is where you can buy and sell items. So you can buy seeds, you can buy decor, and you can also check your solstice balance. And you may be wondering, what is a solstice? Well, a solstice is the in-game currency for Loam. So you're not spending any real money. That's nice. But you are getting money, which we call solstice or soul for short. And you're started off with 100 souls right now. And this is your money to spend as you please. And the first thing that I always encourage people to do is buy seeds, because the seeds are what you're going to be using to plant and garden, harvest those crops, and sell them and make even more money so that you can buy decor to decorate your garden and make it beautiful. So Nick's just going to scroll through and pick a few seeds. Yeah, some of his favorites. So Nick tends to like the taller stuff because he's taller, I think. I like the short stuff because I like to go down on the ground and look like kind of pretend like I'm a gnome and go and look and see all of the cool little details there and like just make me feel like really tiny. But yeah, so he's buying stuff, and basically what you do is you scroll over the item that you want. You press the enter button over on the right, and it will say, "Do you want to buy this item? It's 7 souls," and you say yes or no. And he said yes. So it's going to come down the chute there. And you'll see all of your items are just kind of backed up. So the item that you purchase first is going to be down at the bottom there. And then you just keep picking until you get the last one. Awesome. So I think he's got a good set there. And Nick, did we have some tomatoes that we can sell? Awesome. So to sell, you're going to take your bubbled item, whatever it is. So we have 5 tomatoes there, and you're going to put it into that red tube right there, and you'll place it in. It just kind of snaps into place. And you can see right above that funnel where you put that item, you'll be able to see how much that item is going to be sold for. So these, I think it was 5 tomatoes, are going to get you 15 souls. So that's pretty good because we can buy some really cool decor with that. So to sell it, you grab that lever over there on your right hand side. So you take your controller, hold the grip button, and then pull that lever down. It's kind of like you're at the Vegas slot machines. Yeah, and then you can go and check your soul balance up in the top right hand corner of your console. And yeah, next just gonna scroll through some decor. Is there any decor you want to buy? And you can see some of the stuff's a little more expensive. It's totally worth it, I promise. The pergola is amazing. Like I said, that one was going to be one of the ones that was gigantic. So it can take up a large portion of your garden, and then you can put stuff underneath of it. I like doing a whole bistro set. So I have a nice little seating area under my pergola. In Loam, it's always sunny. So it's nice to be able to have a shaded spot to relax and look at your garden, check out the sunset. Nick does a lot of gardens that are inspired by real life places. So if you check our social media, you'll see some really fun things. I think he made something that looked like the flamingo in Las Vegas. So he had a water fountain with just like a ton of flamingos around. And I'm getting way too excited and talking about decorating, but we are going to do another live stream later that talks all about advanced garden or advanced decorating, and we'll do an advanced gardening one. So this one's just covering the basics, but that one, anyways, you can do some really cool stuff. So Nick, take a look to your right there. So when you walk into the shed on your left hand side, there's this big tall cylindrical thing there, and you may be wondering, what is it? Well, it's a recycling tube. So it's a place that you can go and get all of the items that you left out in your garden in bubbles. So like if you left out something that you just weren't sure where you wanted to put it, and you just like dropped the bubble and it stayed in the bubble, or you accidentally like threw it way out of bounds. Yeah. So like that, it's going to be lost forever. But luckily we have some like really nice gnomes that go and like pick up these items for you without you noticing, and then they'll put them in this tube here so that you can go and collect them later. So you never really lose items, which is good. If you want to get rid of an item, please just go and sell it, because then you're going to get souls so that you can buy more stuff. So that's a recycling tube. It's just there to help you so that you can keep organized and not lose your stuff. Awesome. So that's pretty much what you can do in the shed. Of course, you can always sit here and enjoy it and relax. But yeah, you'll be going in there quite a bit to buy and sell. So you'll get real used to it. Awesome. So out here, Nick's just going to do a little bit of gardening just to show you what you can do. And you can also plant using blueprint mode as well. So if you recall, with blueprint mode, you're holding a bubble with your grip, and then you use your trigger. There you go. That's what it looks like. And then you can aim it towards a hole. This is especially useful if you dug just a big grid of holes and you want to mass plant stuff, you can easily just like go and use your blueprint mode and just plant a bunch of stuff, which is really helpful. I'm all about efficiency here, so I want to teach you some tricks to get you the garden of your dreams quickly. Awesome. So here we have our go to bed tutorial. This one is really helpful if you are trying to get to the next stage in your plant cycle. And what you do is you push the door on the house and it changes the day. So Nick, let's do that. So I don't know if you can hear the sound right now, but it plays this nice little lullaby, and that's you going to sleep. And then you wake up the next morning and your garden is there, and like some of the plants will have grown by that time, and it's so fun to go out and see what's happened. So here you can see our tomatoes have already started growing larger. Oh my gosh, I love the young tomatoes. They're so cute. They might be better than the mature ones, in my opinion, but I know you can't harvest the tomatoes if they're not grown yet. So, anyways, yeah, and I see Annie left us a comment. She said, yes, love the gnomes magically clean up the world. I would love it if we could get gnomes to clean up my house. That would save me so much time. Be the best. Awesome. Cool. So let's go and change the day one more time just because it's so fun. Ding. Awesome. Good morning. Cool. All right. Yes, the can is getting larger. Let's see what else we have. More watering of the tomatoes. Just like real life, tomatoes love water. Very cool. One other tip I wanted to give you all, if you are kind of an organized person like myself, I don't really like having signs all over the place after I've completed the tutorial. I'm like, hey, I want to like make sure that my landscape is clear so that I can build it from scratch and make it exactly my own. So what you can do is you can actually sell these. So once you're done with them, I do encourage you to look at all of them so you know how to play the game. But afterwards, you can take them and you can clean them up. You could also move them if you wanted to put them in one area. But yeah, you can clean them up and then you can sell them for some extra soul. So that's cool. It's free money. There we go. 18 soul. That's pretty good. Awesome. All right, Nick, let's buy one more thing before we head out for the day. And then we'll show you all how to save. Ooh. Maybe next time we'll have to buy that large one, the large fountain. For now, we'll do the mini one, just as cool, more compact. So if you needed a really awesome water feature for a small spot, this one is where it's at. Very cool. Yeah, bend down a little bit, Nick, and let's see the water. Ooh. This gives me like mall vibes, like the water fountain at the mall. Like I want to get a penny and just throw it in. Awesome. Very cool. So I think that is all that we have for you today. Like I said, we'll be sharing some advanced tips on how to garden and how to decorate in a later video. But for now, I hope this gets you started and helps you in your first few days of loam. So let's show them how to save and exit, Nick. You take your left controller and yeah, you just hit the Oculus button and then do save and exit. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.